Look at the tail of the tape now for Manny Pacquiao against his opponent tonight, Hector Velasquez of Mexico. Velasquez gives up 4 years in age to Pacquiao, who's a big figure in the sport but still only 26. Half-inch height advantage to Velasquez, who's not unlike Eric Morales really in style. An arm-length advantage to Pacquiao when measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. They both weighed in at 130. Unofficially tonight, they've both put on 10 pounds since the weigh-in. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Manny Pacquiao-Hector Velasquez fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim.
Southpaw against conventional fighter, always a danger of a headbutt. This time, when somebody comes as hard as Pacquiao, he doesn't have to look good. And
for the left hand, he landed a right hook, and that's what started most of the problems.
All right, let's take a look here. This is the first moment at which Velasquez was hurt. Look at the perfect right hook. As Velasquez was stepping in, Pacquiao picking his spot and nailing him with that right hook.
The punch that you don't see is the punch that always hurts you.
And then a barrage of straight left hands following that. And referee Lou Filippo watching closely to be certain that Velasquez was still throwing, still defending himself. When Velasquez went down, Filippo gave him the count and realized that the Mexican fighter had had enough of Pacquiao's constant storm of power punches.
I'm looking very much forward to his fight with Morales.
You are. So Manny Pacquiao's luster grows again.
Knockout of all of them. In fact, he was considered the biggest puncher on the entire Olympic team in 2000, even though he was the smallest guy.
And en route to the ring to score that knockout, Viloria gave a hug to the fighter he fought in his last fight here in Staples Center, a Mexican fighter named Ruben Contreras. The story there was that after Viloria knocked out Contreras in the 6th round, Contreras suffered subdural bleeding and actually was taken to a hospital where he nearly died. Contreras has won the battle for his life. He's getting better. And Viloria dedicated his knockout tonight to his previous opponent.
That's very nice of him, too.
Also, Jim, Viloria, it turns out, something we didn't fully know, is an Hawaiian American, of course, but he is a 100% Filipino background, so that he can take advantage of all the Filipino fans who have come out for Pacquiao, and maybe that'll be part of his fan base as well.
CompuBox numbers through round 5. Pacquiao's landed 109 power shots. Velasquez has landed 68. Shows you what a dynamic offensive force Pacquiao is. Shows you that he leaves himself open defensively.
Yes, it does. But this is the perfect opponent for him in preparation for the fight with Morales, because even though he may get tired and he's having a rough contest, the slowness of the opponent, Velasquez, will always permit him to be able to get away.
There's an abrasion alongside the left eye of Velasquez. Testimony to those right hands he's been catching just like that.
Sizzling right hand inside by Pacquiao, who has zeroed in the last couple of rounds and seems to be getting more and more accurate with his power shots.
But I'm very impressed with his stamina and his condition, right, because he's thrown a lot of punches, I mean power punches, and still is punching with full power at this stage of the fight.
There's a creeping doubt in my mind, Emmanuel, as to whether Manny Pacquiao is really a 130-pound fighter.
No, I don't think so. I think his best weight is 126 pounds. And when you're fighting guys who are like Morales, who are coming in from 140, that natural weight, it can be a big factor late in the fight.
Perfect right hand by Pacquiao.
Right hook.
Stuns Velasquez. Pacquiao trying to finish it. Got 40 seconds to get it done. One of the most vicious finishers in the sport. Velasquez in big trouble now, trying to hold on.
Well, Velasquez is doing something that's very smart. Clinch, even if you have to fall down with the opponent.
Pacquiao just missed a counter left hand that would have ended the fight. Good job of holding on by Velasquez. He's still staggering.
Velasquez is not only hurt, I think fatigue is a big factor now. There's no way I can see him going with the fight.
The increasing accuracy of Pacquiao's shots making a difference, and Velasquez goes to his knee as the round comes to a close. They're saying he did so before the bell, so it is a knockdown. And that's a stoppage.
Good call by the referee.
Something nobody else has done among the name opponents that he has fought in recent years. He is the Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao does his part, and in typical Manny Pacquiao fashion, he wasn't going to take no for an answer on the knockout quest tonight.
I was very impressed tonight.
To ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the Pacquiao knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Staples Center, Los Angeles, California, Dr. Lou Moret, your referee, calls a halt to the contest following the knockdown. The official time, 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 6. The winner by knockout victory, he is the new WBC Super Featherweight International Champion, Manny Pacquiao.
Manager Shelley Finkel hugging the fighter. Here are the CompuBox numbers sizing up the Pacquiao knockout of Hector Velasquez. And Velasquez was the perfect opponent for this kind of show. Willing, aggressive. Thought for a second he had a chance in the fight. Pacquiao practically doubling Velasquez in the number of punches landed. Never stopped throwing, as is his wont in virtually every one of his assignments. Power shots, that's what the fight was all about. Straight left hand, right hook for Pacquiao landing 146 times. Velasquez mostly looping right hands, the occasional body shot en route to his own power punch numbers.